Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning. And I am delighted to be the one chosen to introduce to you this really distinguished group of people that we've got here sitting around the table. Six, I think, of the most brilliant, most consequential people on the planet today. And I don't think that's an overstatement. So these are the winners of the 2025 Queen Elizabeth Prize for Engineering. And it honors the laureates here that we see today for their singular impact on today's artificial intelligence technology. Given your pioneering achievements in advanced machine learning and AI, and how the innovations that you've helped build are shaping our lives today, I think it's clear to everyone why this is a really rare and exciting opportunity to have you together around a table. For me personally, I'm really excited to hear you reflect on this present moment that we're in, the one that everybody's trying to get ahead of and understand, and your journey, the journey that brought you here today. But also to understand how your work and you as individuals have influenced and impacted one another and the companies and the technologies that you've built. And finally, I'd love to hear from you to look ahead and to help us all see a bit more clearly what is to come, which you are in the best position to do. So I'm so pleased to have you all with us today and looking forward to the discussion. So I'm going to start going from the zooming out to the very personal. I want to hear from each of you a personal kind of aha moment in your career that you've had that you think has sort of impacted the work that you've done, or was a turning point for you that brought you on this path to why you're sitting here today, whether it was kind of early in your career and your research or much more recently. What was your personal moment of awakening that has impacted the technology? Should we start here with you, Joshua?
Thank you. Yes, with pleasure.
Well, for my career, I was the first generation of chip designers that was able to use higher level representations and design tools to design chips. And that discovery was helpful when I learned about a new way of developing software around the 2010 timeframe, simultaneously from 3 different labs. What was going on in University of Toronto, researchers reached out to us at the same time that researchers at the NYU reached out to us, as well as in Stanford reached out to us at the same time. And I saw the early indications of what turned out to have been deep learning around the same time, using a framework and a structured design to create software. And that software turned out to have been incredibly effective. And that second observation, seeing again, using frameworks, higher level representations, structured types of structures like the deep learning networks, was able to develop software was very similar to designing chips for me. And the patterns were very similar. And I realized at that time, maybe we could develop software and capabilities that scale very nicely.
AI and intelligence more generally, and discovered that people in the 50s and 60s had worked on training machines instead of programming them. I was really fascinated by this idea, probably because I thought I was either too stupid or too lazy to actually build an intelligent machine from scratch, right? So it's better to let itself be, train itself or self-organized, and that's the way, intelligence in life builds itself. It's self-organized. So I thought this concept was really fascinating, and I couldn't find anybody when I graduated from engineering. I was doing chip design, by the way. Wanted to go to grad school. I couldn't find anybody who was working on this, but connected with some people who kind of were interested in this and discovered Jeff's papers, for example. And he was the person in the world I wanted to meet most in 1983 when I started grad school, and we eventually met 2 years later.
So our consensus is, in some ways, we think that future is here today, but there's never going to be one moment. And the job of you all here today is help to guide us along this route